there, it's Andrea Gehrz, and I am making a video. It's kind of a video that I've been wanting to make for a long time, but I wanted to explain why I need bodyguards. Often, when I tell people that I need bodyguards, they think I have delusions of grandeur or they think I'm making it up. And it's like, I'm literally had to take a step back from astrology for about 2 or 3 years before I found a bodyguard that I really liked and could do the job really well. And so that's why I didn't go to an astrology conference for about 3 years. And I just went to Norwalk this year with one of my bodyguards. And so I just want to explain why I need bodyguards and what they do. You're probably wondering, like, do you have one bodyguard? I have three at this point. Now, that's an evolving number. There's sometimes I might need to get, let's say one of my three bodyguards couldn't attend an astrology conference or an event that I really needed to go to. I might need to like get another one. But right now I have three that I really appreciate and enjoy. But let's talk about what they do. First and foremost, they protect me from physical violence. Now that's at astrology conferences. Do I need a bodyguard everywhere? No. I can go to the grocery store without needing a bodyguard. I can go to the coffee shop. Like it's only in certain events or certain places that I actually need protection. So, one time in an astrology conference years ago, a girl tried to throw a chair at me, and that was actually before I was well known. But it just I have a Sun square Mars in the natal chart, and like sometimes people get mad at me and they get violent. I got bullied in eighth grade too, like in seventh grade. It's just when I get certain transits to my Sun square Mars, people literally try to hurt me, and it's one of those things where I've accepted the fate of my chart, and it might be that I'm giving off the wrong energy in those moments, or I'm doing something combative. But either way, I can't. Yeah, I just need physical protection. So now it's not only against violence that I need physical protection at conferences. Sometimes I need what I would call sexual protection, like from people hitting on me or me hitting on people. Like I don't know, like I have a party chart too, so I'm sober in my old age, but in my earlier days, like, I would just get kind of rowdy. And, sometimes I like to mess with my friend Judith, for example. And so it's like sometimes a bodyguard like step in certain situations like that. So I'd say physical violence is one. Online violence is a big one. One time we were recording Night Stars, me and Fern, and we had a crazed fan coming up, and she was like, I would call her a fan because she knew a lot about me. She knew my kid's name, she knew all this stuff, and was coming up and talking about all these things. And so the bodyguards handled that. I can't actually do that while I'm making the episode. I can't go in and protect myself as I'm making the episode. So we had to actually handle that person. So online violence is a big one. Uh, yeah, if someone's mad at me or they're harassing me, then the bodyguards go in and handle that situation. Crowd swells. Now, crowd swells are a big thing. This happens when I say something emotional, or I get emotional, or I hit a wrong note. Sometimes I have a transit where I say something on that didn't come out right, and so the crowd starts to swell. And these happen a lot, actually. So yesterday I did one of these. I was talking about I had Mars hitting my Sun, Mercury square Mars, so I was just kind of in an impassioned mood. And I was talking about like no one owns astrology and no one owns anything in astrology, and I kind of said it in a way that I guess caused a groundswell. Some fans of one of the people that I was not I didn't say their name. I was just kind of using that subset of astrology as an example. They got mad about that, and so then there was like a crowd swell around that, and that actually happens a lot. It happens when I get emotional about anything. So we actually have to handle the crowd swell, because this can happen in a real situation, like if I'm in at a conference and I say something and I get emotional. I'm like, oh, no, oh, no, then the crowd starts to get emotional, and then the bodyguards have to kind of handle that swell. And so I know from reading all these books on management and things like that, like managers, or I guess I'm not really a manager, but some people they're watched very closely, and so when they do get emotional or upset, their crowd gets upset with them. So that's kind of what I'm dealing with, is that I can't just have an emotion without a crowd swell. allowing the bodyguards allow me to be nice and not have to bodyguard myself. So let's say something's happening at a conference and someone wants to talk to me for a really long time, and I actually need to get away from that person. Like maybe I need to go to my room, maybe I need to go to the bathroom or something like that. Maybe I need to talk to somebody else. The bodyguard can handle that without me having to be like, I really got to go. And then they're like, oh, Andrea Gehrz is mean. And like, then I can remain nice while the bodyguard steps in. So that's a big one. They protect me from the crowd on my transits. So sometimes, like I said, on my transit, I'll get emotional or I'll go into a party mania and I'm just like partying, and then I actually can't control. I mean, I could try to control my energy, but it's easier to let someone else step in when my energy is getting out of hand. They protect me from emotional violence. This will be somebody who doesn't agree with what I said, or they are being yeah, just people who just disagree with me, which is fine. I mean, no one's ever going to agree with anyone 100% of the time. But my bodyguards soothe me in situations like that. And they say, like, no, you didn't do anything wrong. They just don't agree. So it kind of helps me with, like, the emotional repercussion. Not, it's like emotional violence, I guess we would call it. Spicy pineapple situations are a big one. These are, we call them grenade situations at the Moira Press, but spicy pineapples, hot potatoes. These are situations that no matter what way you talk about it, it's still like, it's like a heated situation. Like one of these is the translation of Vettius Valens. Because there are three translations and people fight over which translation is correct, that is a grenade situation. We're just like, oh no, anytime we talk about Valens, here the crowd goes. Like, and so no matter how I talk about that, someone's going to see that I said something wrong, or like I can't even talk about Valens without there being a crowd swell. So that's what we call a spicy pineapple. And the bodyguards deal with spicy pineapples constantly. Do I need them? Let's see. My Pisces moon is basically too nice. My heart chakra is huge, and I just love everyone. I love their chart, even if it's combative. I'm like, oh my god, they were being so combative in their Mars transit. It's so cute. I just love their chart. But like, I having bodyguards allows me to love everyone at that level without being. I don't have to protect myself like the bodyguards step in that moment, but I can still just have this huge heart chakra and be like, oh my god, I love you so much. You're mad. It's so cute. Like, but yeah. So I just think the last situation I would say is when people want a level of engagement with the Moira Press that we can't do. Maybe it's somebody who's really new to astrology or doesn't have 24 years of experience or something, and they want to work with us at a level. They're like, what, you won't work with us, and it's just like my bodyguard has to step in and be like, this is not a match or whatever. So it's kind of it helps, they help with levels of engagement. And in some ways, it kind of act like as a manager in that capacity. But I just really wanted to explain this because this is a question I get all the time. It's like, why do you have delusions of grandeur, and why do you think you need a bodyguard? I actually do, and I really enjoy them. And I just want to say I'm so grateful to my three bodyguards. You guys are doing so awesome, and you keep me safe and feeling safe and secure every single day that I go out to work. So, all right, thank you. Bye.